Hi, I'm Chris McCarthy. Welcome to my garden. Today for my recipe, I thought I would come out and snip some fresh chives. We have a lovely herb garden, but this time of year, the chives are the best. So I'll meet you right in the kitchen and we'll get cooking. Welcome back to all my new best friends at the Paula Deen Recipe Contest. Today I'm going to show you how to cook up a memory. The name of the dish is Marry Me Magic Eggs, and I'm going to tell you the story while I'm scrambling the eggs in a little while. But for right now, I'd like to introduce you to the ingredients. We start with 1 dozen large fresh eggs that we're going to scramble with a whisk or an immersion blender. What you want to do is get them nice and foamy and frothy and light. And then 4 ounces of Philadelphia original cream cheese, cut into cubes about this size. 1/2 cup of green peas, 4 slices of prosciutto, which is an Italian cured ham, and you want to cut those into bite-sized pieces. And then 1 cup of soft cheese. Today I'm using Velveeta cheese, but you can use any kind of soft cheese that you'd like. You want to cut it into a cube about the same size as the cream cheese. And roasted red peppers. You want to cut up 1 cup into bite-sized pieces. Some nice chopped chives, fresh chives. I got them from the garden. About 1/4 cup. You're going to mix them in with the eggs as well. And then I have a secret weapon for these eggs, and that is fresh lobster meat. And you want 1.25 pounds lobster. They will cook it right at the grocery store for you. And then you want to just tear the meat into chunks. Want to reserve the claw meat for the garnish for later on. And then 4 tablespoons of butter. And it's as simple as that. And what we're going to serve it in is this bread bowl, which is a white mountain bread. But you can use any kind of bread you want. I've used pumpernickel, I've used rye, it's all good. What you want to do to make a bowl is just cut down into the bread, the top of the bread. You want to cut out an oval, and then stick the knife under so you can lift it out. Now you have a nice chunk of bread. Put it aside, and then inside you want to just take out a little bit more of the bread. And you also want to set that aside. What you basically want to have it before you're going to toast this is a shell. There you go. Now you can use this bread a little bit later on. You can season it up and toast it up and make some nice croutons for your salad. But this is the way the bread bowl should look. Now I'm going to put this in the oven, and preheated oven, 325, and I'm going to bake it for about 10 minutes, but I'm going to keep my eye on it because I just want it light golden brown and the shell a little bit crustier. And while that is baking, I'm going to whip up the eggs, combine all the ingredients except the lobster meat. I don't put that in until right at the end. And I will meet you back here in 10 minutes. And we'll have a bread bowl all set, and we will start cooking the eggs, and I will tell you my story. Okay, the bread is done, and it's nice and crispy. A little bit golden inside. Time to scramble the eggs, and I'll tell you the story. So I've mixed. I want to just give it one more stir. I pour it into the pan. There's all the cream cheese, the soft cheese, prosciutto, peas, roasted red peppers in it. Yummy, yummy. Okay, now I'm going to turn the heat up a little bit and start telling you my story while I'm scrambling these eggs. I had been dating John for a couple of years, and you know how it is, ladies. You know when it's the right one, and he was definitely the right one. One night I invited him over to dinner, and I was going to get some nice ribeye steaks. That's his favorite. And I was going to fix some horseradish and roasted garlic with potatoes. maybe a little asparagus with wrapped in prosciutto. One of his favorite meals. And as it turned out, I had to work really late that day at the office, and I didn't get home until about 10 minutes before he was going to walk through the door. So I ran into the kitchen and opened up all the kitchen cabinets and the refrigerator, and I looked through, and I just had to come up with a recipe right then and there that had nothing to do with steak and whipped potatoes and asparagus spears. So what I had a lot of were eggs. I had a nice bread bowl, had some roasted red peppers, Velveeta cheese. I had Philadelphia cream cheese, because I always have Philadelphia cream cheese in the refrigerator. And I thought, well, okay, I can put it all together, and we're going to have breakfast for dinner tonight. Simple, easy, but yummy. He said, I picked up a couple of lobsters to go with the steaks for tonight. Oh, did I feel bad. Not only did he pick up lobsters, but I was going to have to tell him that we were having eggs for dinner. So I took the lobsters and I said, really sorry, running late today, didn't get a chance to stop at the butcher shop to pick up those ribeyes. We're going to have something different, but I could sure use those lobsters. So I went back in the kitchen. I said, pour a glass of wine, turn on some music. This isn't going to take long. So I quick shelled the lobsters and took all the meat out, got the eggs ready, put all the ingredients together, and put it in the skillet. Put this in the oven to get nice and crisp. Smelled delicious, but I still felt bad because he had his taste buds set for steak. So I cooked this up, put it in the bread bowl, and brought it out. And when I sat down next to him at the table, right next to my plate was a little box, about this big. Now you know what was in that box, right? It was a surprise. I hadn't expected it that evening. So I opened it up, and right then and there he proposed to me, gave me a diamond. So these are called Marry Me Magic Eggs. That's the story, ladies. And yeah, I don't know why I thought I could do it without tearing up. But that story always gets me. Anyway, we've been married now for 15 years. Happily married. And we sure love to share the kitchen. So, now I'm going to add the lobster meat. You add that right at the end, because otherwise, the lobster is already cooked, and if you cook it too long, it's going to get tough. So you just want to fold it in. The heat from the eggs is going to heat it through, and then we are all set. Turn the skillet off, and then you're just going to put the eggs right in the bread bowl. Now I'm going to garnish this with a sprinkle of some fresh cut chives and the lobster claws. Remember, I asked you to reserve those. Sauteed those in a little bit of butter, just to heat them through and get them nice and shiny. And then a little chive package. And we are ready to eat. So, wake up your taste buds. Marry Me Magic Eggs are ready. Bon appetit.